Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. This video is to bring you a closer look at the Rockwood number RM1250-7-630. This is a straight round end small post mount door pull for cabinets, casework, closet doors, 7-inch center to center satin stainless steel finish. Let's take a closer look at the RM1250. Very nice, attractive pole. We see these installed in residential applications and commercial applications. Commercial applications will be your favorite, coffee shop kind of place. The cabinetry that's put in places like that are generally more robust hinges, larger, heavier handles. You'll see heavy handles, not necessarily this one, but used in hospital patient room doors. Where you have the same sort of scenario, higher caliber everything, personal storage for the patient, hinges and hardware. If you're doing it that in a hospital, you'd probably want to do this in the US 32D MS, I believe they call it, the antimicrobial coating that they do to the material. Rockwood can do this in an antimicrobial coating as well, US 32 MS. That would be appropriate for that. Residential applications, yeah, this would make a great drawer pull. If you're building a very large, elegant sort of kitchen, you could use these on cabinets. You can use them on door pulls, wherever. The RM1250, now, the part number itself specifically tells us that we're dealing with a product brochure. There is a link below this video to the product brochure. The RM1250 is specifically telling us a few things. That it's 5/8 diameter. Okay, that it is a rounded end versus a square end. Okay, if you wanted the same straight, also that it's a straight pull. If you wanted the same straight pull with a square top, 5/8 diameter, that'd be an RM1210. I do have to admit, rounded ends are far less common than their squared off sister products, but nonetheless. Round end, that's what you've got right there. This is a 7-inch center to center. On that product brochure, the factory lists half a dozen center to centers. Being Rockwood, they can really make this any size you want. If you want these in 20-inch, they'll make them. There's no problem with that. It's just it's obviously stainless 5/8 with some posts that have been added. They will give you 832, probably 1.25 range, 1.125 range type screws, lengthwise. Now they're 1 inch, so that's going to be appropriate for your typical 3/4 inch drawer or cabinet fronts, like a truss head style screw that's going to be there, even though this is really just a round head. Typical fasteners. If you're installing this on something thicker, maybe 1 3/8, you'll need to get some longer 832 threaded screws. That's not a difficult thing to find at an industrial hardware supply house. We could supply them as well. Probably going to be multiples of 100, but let us know and we can happily supply those. The link to the product brochure will show you the straight version. It will also show you the offset versions as well. Offset versions come into play when you want to move the pull handle away from the vertical axis of anchoring of the mounting posts. You might do that just for aesthetics. You might do that, however, because you want to get access to maybe a cam lock that's going to be installed there. Okay, so be mindful. You don't want any conflict with a straight pull and any hardware that you have installed. And offset pulls are used for that, either for aesthetic reasons or for functional mechanical reasons. They're ordered. There's also a link to a document called Mounting Drawings that will show you and it's not accurate in terms of this pull, but this would be considered a type 1 type mount where it's just a screw through the door. You can order these in a surface concealed sort of mount. They will make, actually I don't believe they will. These cabinet type of pulls they won't be able to because that post diameter is only 3/8 of an inch. So they're not going to do a surface concealed, but I believe they can do, actually I know that they can do a Type 5S, which would be their back-to-back. So you can install these back to back should you need to. If you've got a pair of handles going onto a single door, that would be appropriate. That would be an appropriate installation. There's a printable cut sheet down below this video as well. It goes over the stuff we've already talked about, adds other lengths made to size, made to order sizes. Other lengths are listed there. And again, you have a custom need for a custom length, it's not a problem. It's Rockwood. They can make it. Okay, they'll be able to make that happily. They do give us a 1 and 17/32 projection, so basically 1.5" projection, just heavy on that, depending on where I hold this up to my tape measure. Okay, so 1.5 basically. Also tells us that they'll do it in 2 base materials, stainless steel, of which they can do satin or polished stainless, and then solid brass. And onto that brass material they can do really anything. Your brasses, your bronze, your chromes, your nickels, satin, polished. They can do oil rubbed. It does list that US 32D MS, that's that antimicrobial. It'll have a bluish tint compared to a raw piece of stainless steel, but very appropriate when you have applications where you are not permitted to knowingly transmit bacteria that will, contaminate the surface of hardware that people touch, a la hospitals. Okay. Now that's the product. That's the printable cut sheet. Details down below in the extended description. They talk about that the lengths can be ordered. What it doesn't say there currently is what the relationship is between center to center and overall length. And by the time you're seeing this video, I will have that information added to that. But generally, we find that 1 7/8 is the dimension, greater than the center to center. So this, if that is accurate, this ought to measure 8 7/8, and indeed it's 8 13/16. But generally 1 7/8 is the relationship between center to center and then overall length. Okay, and by the time you're seeing this video, we'll have that information posted there. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Rockwood products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. Rockwood is a company that I'm incredibly partial to, and it's not only because they're very nice, accommodating people, it's because their product is exceptional, well above average. Their fit and finish is industry leading. Their lead times to ship are prompt, reliable, predictable, and dependable. They are the complete package when it comes to trim and auxiliary hardware. High quality material, very great value, a product offering of your standard run-of-the-mill roller latches all the way up to leather-wrapped poles, everything in between when it comes to trim and auxiliary, backed by customer service people who are incredibly well-trained, and technical support people that can answer any question as it pertains to, can you do this? Sort of, whether it's the placement of a hole for a cylinder in a vandal-resistant trim where it's not meant to go, all the way up to, or all the way down to custom center-to-center sort of information. If you have any questions on the Rockwood RM1250-7630 or any other Rockwood product, you can look more. You can look into Rockwood more by the link below this video to the manufacturer's page, where you can pull up not only all the Rockwood products we sell, a link to the manufacturer's catalog, as well as a link to their website. Any questions on the RM1250 or any other Rockwood product, please feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.